Hi there and welcome back. Well, quite frankly, I did not anticipate that this course was going to take longer than it has. I really wanted this to be a short HTML course. I did not anticipate the amount of things that I had to teach for me to teach other things. For example, I haven't talked about identities and classes, which we are going to need in order to style this element. So before I continue, let me just create the style.css file, and then after that we are going to talk about the IDs and classes. And at the end of the video, you'll be able to understand what these are. So the first thing, I will come here, I will create a new file, then Control S so that I can save it, and I will just save it in the same directory here. I will call it style.css. You can call it anything you want. You can call it my css.css. You can give it any name that you want as long as it ends in .css. So I will save this and come back here. We have something called IDs. So we have identity and class. So an ID is like a reference for that particular element of the HTML, and a class is also a way of identifying an element of the HTML. For example, we can give a body an ID of home. Let's say a web page, we can give it an ID of home. So you'll do it something like this: ID is equals to home. So an ID identifies that element on a web page, and it is only used once. So let's talk about class before I continue talking about ID. So a class is also a way of identifying elements in the web page. The class can be used multiple times for different elements. An ID can only be used once. So class will also be in the same way. So the class will identify certain elements in the HTML and can be used multiple times. So you can write the same class and just use it on different elements of the page. That is not the same for identities. For identities, an identity should only be used once. Let's say a good use for identities is this. You're developing a theme. Maybe it's a WordPress theme. And in WordPress, there are different templates. There is a home page, there is a blog page, and there is just a normal page for showing pages. So you can use different identities. Let's say ID for home just to be for the home page, and then ID for single post just for the single post, so that it will help you to style elements in those particular templates. So ID can only be used once, and use it only once. Don't use the same ID more than once. A class can be used in multiple places. You can also have multiple classes for the same element. So let's say for this one we had class. We will just add the other element here. If it was maybe nav, and then let's say side. So just the spacing, you add a space, that's the first class, space the second class. Of course this will not be there, so it will just be nav side to show that this class, whatever the element you have here, will have the class of nav and the class of side. So the class will help you to style these elements. These classes and IDs can also be accessed by your JavaScript. So if you're writing some JavaScript code, you will access elements using the IDs and classes. So I don't want this video to be long, so we'll continue in the next video and we'll see how to write these classes in an actual web page. So we will add classes and IDs for our menu item, for our unordered list, so that we can be able to style it in a few coming videos. See you in the next video.